Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have 80 Udyr. And now Swag may have beaten me out by a day, releasing the Prowler's Claw Collector's tech, although I did face that in solo queue a while back, with Hail of Blades, and Essence Reaver, and Lord Doms, and I was precedingly one-shot without any attempt at all. It was just like, I had no HP and no armor. And that's what he does, because since they buffed that Q a couple of patches ago, people haven't been talking about it, but that mana cost becoming 20 base, the attack range on the procs of the auto attacks from pressing Q, getting the added attack range, and of course increasing the AD scaling on that percentage max HP. That means he is a tank shredder when you have a whole bunch of AD. Now, the scaling isn't always going to affect the rest of his kit naturally, because that's where he puts a lot of his scaling, and obviously there's still AP scaling on that Q, but it doesn't matter. And as you will note, this game won't entirely focus on our typical build that we're seeing out of the top lane mostly, Hail of Blades with the Prowler's Claw. That is still viable in the jungle and you can do it, but I wanted to pick up something that showcases the fact that you can use Trinity Force, Ghost Blade, Stridebreaker, Prowler's Claw, obviously we already mentioned. Blade of the Rune King is a natural thing that we can use. Basically, if it's AD and it works with attack speed and it helps this percentage shred, it's good. And there's a whole bunch of different playstyles you can use. I'm seeing a lot of the Stridebreaker, I'm seeing a lot of the Prowler's Claw, but that's mostly top lane with Hail of Blades because of trading patterns and so on, but you can use it in the jungle. It's just more expensive from the jungle, and you know, Trinity Force isn't cheap, but Collected ain't cheap either, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go with this build because Ghostblade has so much utility from the jungle, but also Trinity Force, I've already showed on Udyr, is extremely potent and powerful. And obviously the passive from the Mythic is nice. You know, the lethality is obviously good, Lord Doms is obviously good, and you can flex out the rest of your build as you want. We'll see exactly what he goes in this game, but those are the two items we're gonna focus on in this game as we do with Full Clear, Trinity Force and Ghostblade. If you want to envision yourself building Stridebreaker and Blade of the Rune King and Prowler's Claw, please do so. The outcome is nevertheless the same. And the thing is, you don't necessarily always need to max that Q. You can, but you don't, as Aribo showed on the main channel. But don't worry, in this game we will be maxing the Q so you can get the full experience that I got in solo queue a few weeks ago. Being a tank is so difficult sometimes. Thank goodness I had like an 80% win rate Mundo run recently and just fisting people, so I feel good overall. I had one game 10 CS PM, that was funny. Should actually make a channel where I can make those videos, you know? So, Udyr, in terms of the baseline, whatever we're doing the same shit we always did. We're full clearing upside. But you have to pay attention to this stuff, right? The talent starts bottom side, he goes up, you would have seen this is gone. We know he's sequencing up to the Fiora, who is low pushing this wave out. You know the Aatrox was just destroyed. And you know, here the Talon's gonna do parkour nonsense. He should have positioned himself better for the counter gank after doing the scuttle. And also, if this was not doable, you just go ahead and gank mid lane or drive by mid lane with Prio and take the bottom scuttle and gank bottom lane. So a little bit of missed opportunity here, but doesn't really matter. Currently we have one ability in each, so nothing abnormal, nothing weird. Let's fully crash this wave here. Aatrox comes back with a control ward. Bless his soul. I hope that champion loses for the rest of, well, the year. Just straight up hope he loses. Now we could, if we're feeling a bit adventurous and sneaky, just walk and steal these, considering we see 21 CS. He's actually going to do it. The talent shows way too soon. He gets stunned in the tower. We have the W available. We're going to use it. We do actually end up flashing there and using the Empower W, the Awakened W. We could now just simply steal this and bounce. I think that's something I might even just do. Although the risk here is, if he sees us and he sees that we're going there, we kind of die. So let's be a bit more risk averse, shall we? No, we typically are. Well, I'm in the middle of the road. Don't be risk averse, but don't be too risk wanty. Talon will go back to base involuntarily, and I'll probably head down to this, and then look to do something on the Aphelios here, which is half HP, and I say which because that champion's very much an it for its 200 years of disgusting design. I never want to see it against me ever again. The bubble does not hit, but I'm sure Talon will show up and do something. I mean, he should in theory. Udyr has gone back to base. We have the Hearthbound Axe, there we go, plus a Ruby Crystal. Attack speed is good, specifically when you have abilities like the Udyr does in that Q, right? We have the bonus target max HP smack over the next two attacks. Obviously, we want to amplify that as much as possible with the Awakened stance and keep attacking on hit every single time. And then when you have your abilities that have their cooldown reduced with your passive, the more attacks you have, you see what I'm saying? So attack speed allows us to amplify that Q as much as possible, which is why a lot of haste and a lot of attack speed really hurt, but at the same time, because your Prowler's Claw Collector's builds, they don't really need that as much, and that's because it's more about, I'd rather hit you 3 times really damn hard than hit you 15 times a little less hard, but in the end, it comes out to the same, right? Obviously, less damage window. Now, the talent here has not shown as expected. He might show mid lane then, if that's the case, which, if he hasn't shown at this point, you can assume he did his blue side in the crab. He may be looking for a gank, and we see the pings on the map here. Udyr would not have. If you're farming jungle, you would not. That was a sweet body slam. Talon's like, what just happened? What just happened? Very good. And Udyr, in the meantime, has just gotten to carry on farming. We have 2 points in the queue now. We'll keep track of how that scales up there. We're going up to attack speed from 20 to 70. So we'll keep updating the attack speed profile so you can get a sense of it. Now, when you have a lane like the Aatrox, it's been absolutely destroyed, right? You can use our Wingborne Storm for a bit of added damage and slows and things like this, but when you have a lane that's been kind of destroyed already, Duelista, keep destroying it. Udyr thrives on that continued disruption. And at the same time, when you see the Talon or not see the Talon, you're thinking, what in the living hell is this demon jungle doing? Don't let it compromise you too much. Don't go searching for him. He's Talon, right? Use your powers, use your instincts, your jungle instincts to track, collapse, counter gank. And if he does show up in an unexpected way, if you've got good sequencing under control, you're absolutely fine. And then gank somewhere else in the meantime, right? Yay! Our bot lane's winning. This is not a straightforward game, though. This game isn't a free win. We're not going to roll around and get freebies. We're going to have to do a lot of stuff and the most damage in the game to actually win. Now, we do have a Sheen, obviously. The Sheen items are always fun to play on things like Udyr and the attack speed, the on hit that we get from that. And I'm sure at some point they'll buff it and Ezreal will abuse it once more. And so will Volibear. We do like our Sheen on a W procs. But this is 3 points in this now. Remember, the on hit damage will go from 5 to 45. 5 to 45. Wow. I mean, talk about a growth curve on a maxing in ability. It should be kind of interesting to watch how it goes. Right, Talon shows up in the bottom lane. He is level 6 because he focused on his sequencing a little bit. We are level 6 as well. Well, we don't really have an ultimate, do we? Talon does though, so we want to be cautious here. He's walking into the jungle of Udyr. We're going to just start pressing buttons effectively at him. That stun and the auto attacks are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the Talon couldn't even do anything. We stunned him and hit him with a Q and he couldn't even do anything. He just couldn't do anything. We have our W that we can use Awaken Stance against his ultimate as well. Crucially, you should probably do that. The shield is nice, right? Okay, I kind of want to see, I don't know if I can do this. I kind of want to see damage as a stat in-game, damage done by abilities. Don't you? Like, how much damage did my Wilding Claw do so far in the game? And watch how it builds up. I don't know if that's something we could put in all champions. I would like to see that, actually. Like on Rek'Sai, for example, how much damage did I do with my True Bite this game? Like, it would be only tracking the true damage, right? So if you didn't get the true damage off, it means you weren't stacking your Fury when you're pressing it, and thus compromise your damage profile. With Udyr, it's the same kind of thing here. We want to maximize how much we're using Wilding Claw in terms of base as well as Awaken. I mean, how much do we do over the course of the game? I think that would be such a cool stat to have in-game and to track, right? I think that's something we should look at, right? Come on. Now, given Eternals, maybe they have to build an entire new supercomputer to make it work with spaghetti code, but a man can dream, right? So we'll do another sequence all the way up. We have a Sheen, we have a Heartspine Axe, we're going Blue Bolt, we got the Ruby's Crystal. We have an Aatrox in the lane, we're going to Blue Smite him, he's super low HP, we're going to speed up, we're going to try and get that stun, we flash stun him over the wall, we press our Q, and we just get the auto attacks, and that's it. That's all you really need. Again, we're going to have a lot of damage. I'm interested to see the power spikes. Nice collapse there, obviously. We were talking about hypotheticals, so we don't always hit everything. Oh, hello, let me stun you. Can I activate my Q on you? Yes, I can. I'm going to use my Wingborne Storm to do some more damage and slow you a little bit so I can chase you down. I'm going to force your ultimate there. We're going to W shield just in case you got on me. You don't got on me. We don't have another Q. We're going to have to be a little cautious. A little taunt. That's right. Let him know that you see him and that he can't kill you because you are Udyr. Sucker. I hate Talons. You know? As annoying as Udyr can be, he's annoying, but he's Udyr, right? Talon, on the other hand, I've lived through so many Talon mid-metas running in my jungle. I've lived through the jungle meta. I destroyed one the other day, and I really enjoyed myself. Significantly more. I don't think Udyr is very healthy. I mean, the default build, the Sunfire Demonics, that's all where we want to be. That's still the de facto best way to play it if you're going to learn Udyr. All of this is in my Zada GG guide, by the way. I've put in a Trinity Force PD kind of an AD build. I'm going to flex out some more Udyr builds very, very soon for that profile, maybe this week as well. I'll put the cheese build in there for you. So you can play the Udyr guide, get the jungle tips, get the jungle guide, get everything you need to thrive. Now, again, back to base, sequencing up 75 CS. Talon's doing a pretty solid job for a champion who is clear nerfed. He might just show up somewhere unexpected at this point because you can track their CS as much as possible, but he's trying to get into places. I kind of want to loop back and get this. Oh no, live, live. She didn't, she refused to live. I want to get this RNG Scuttle because I think it's hugely valuable. Aphelios is in a little bit of a doomy spot, I think. We should probably shadow this. Nah, yeah, you see, I'm kind of worried. Like, Talon should show up here. Oh. He's not having a good game. Dragon damage. Based and balanced. Now, Talon is dead, so we should go into his jungle. Off we go. Let's go. Yeah, here we go. Into his jungle is still a Grump. Ooh, juicy. Level 8. I looked up to the top left, because remember, when you click on it in game, on the you left click on it, it's in your top left, so you can track the levels. See, level 8, that's kind of nice. Now we could do some cheesings. Oh, hello. Blue Smite. Stun. We can activate our Q. More. Oh! Oh! That's not natural. That was only 115 bonus damage, but it didn't feel natural to me. Poor Lucian. Guy just showed up to his lane. Oof. Guy just showed up to his lane. Udyr pressed Smite, stunned him, and just Q'd him. That's all he did. That's funny. And that's why it's strong. Now imagine a Prowler's Claw amp as well. We are not going to necessarily use our... We don't have it yet, but hopefully we do soon. Get an empowered ability. I keep saying empowered, but you know what I mean. Awakened, right? Awakened ability for our E there, but... Talon shows top lane. I think it's imperative here that with a 2-level lead, we don't give him anything, right? The biggest thing from coaching that I see from people is that they really don't give a lot of pressure to those junglers who are in a deficit. That's a weird way of saying that. They don't give pressure. You know, they'll have a 2-level lead and they'll kind of hang around here thinking, aha, I've got you. And then the Talon gets a free Herald, you know? Look at this. Let's go. We have here already Swifties. We're going to move on in. Ooh, that ult should kill the Fiora. We're going to try and stun and get through to the Aatrox here. That Q damage. Make sure you use all your other abilities as well. Use all your other abilities as well. The Wingboard Storm is not being maxed in the situation, but it's great for slow. It's great for percentage damage. Use your W appropriately. And for your Awakened stunt, yeah, we want to amplify our Awakened Q. Here you can see the bonus damage and everything that we get from it, but it's not always as necessary. Like, you don't have to default to it. If you need the empowered... the Awakened W stunts for healing and shielding, do so, right? If you need to be CC immune, use it on your E. You're just probably not going to be using a lot of the Awakened R at this point because the additional slow is not going to do much. But we're going second W, obviously. Tanky boys. Tanky boys that kill everybody with huge amounts of target max HP. Can we keep track of the number, actually? Plus, there we go, 12.6% max physical health damage at the moment. All right? And 50 range, right? So 12.6. That goes up to max health 18%. So while it's absolutely disgusting, just understand that you have other awakened abilities that you can use. We've pressed it. We want to go in on this. Here we go. We're going to tank a spell a little bit. We will be able to use our W as necessary. There we go. We're going to turbo sprint up and catch to him. There we go. Another stun and empowered Q. Awakened Q. There's not a lot of technicalities other than that. Just does so much raw up. I might have stayed in the bush a little bit. Let's have a look here. Can we live or do we die from this? Stunned, totaled, tigered, but he does get the shutdown. So I would have sat in the bush if I was going to make that play. If I knew the red was up and Talon was more likely to come and shadow the Fiora. We had the Karma moving on up as well, so we could trap and look to waste the Talon's time and then... You know what I mean? But, okay. Phage is completed. Now, I wonder if we're going to go for the Sterax. That would be cool to see, actually. Now, I would... If you're really turbo smurfing super far ahead and there's not a lot of damage on their team, you could justify just going into the Ghost Blade, I think, for a little bit of fun and comedy. But if you want a bit more survivability because you feel like your target max HP is already disgusting enough, then you can probably defend going something else. Because we also had those Sterax buffs, so it's definitely more usable now. We get the base base AD as bonus AD, which is a nice conversion. Titanic, Sterax, those things that take HP and base AD and give us some more strength without necessarily building it directly. I do like that. I mean, In Titanic's case, we do, but it gives us the HP to AD conversion. So we're going to smite him. We do have Awakened if we need it. We're not really using it until we use the Empowered W there for added lifesteal. But if you're going to hit anybody, then you're not going to get sustained. You're not going to get the lifesteal. So it would have been better maybe to use the Awakened E just to run away with immobileness. But, Alan? Right, let's lifesteal up a little bit. There we go. Not much, but a little bit. So with the amount of burst procs that Lucian can bring forth with the Fish Lady, the Nami, and with Silas being one of those really balanced champions that I think could even use some buffs, you know, totally 100% healthy, good design, in a great state, not anything that's too overpowered whatsoever. That Sock has them, by the way. And Talon and Aatrox. Survivability from the Sterak's gauge is nice. It also gives you that base AD as bonus AD, which then converts to your Qmax as well. So it gives you survivability plus also amplifying your Qmax. So before he buys it, we'll track the numbers together. Together we'll do this because obviously, you know, we're talking about like Prowler's Claw, Lethality, and Amp and things like that. So the physical damage from the Q is just, it's disgusting. Right, we want to speed up. Hello, Silas, you just go over the wall, so no point chasing him down. We thought we might lose the dragon, but we didn't. We're going to get the stun there. The cleanse isn't going to matter because you just press Q and just... the attack range is really nice. You know, Bel'Veth mains know this, Yi mains know this, Udyr mains know this, that they gave that those next two attacks that added 50 range. Attack range for a melee champion that can technically be kited is insane. We're going to hit the Q there. Stun, total, and then empowered Q. Awakened Q, rather. Didn't need it, but, you know, for the... It's got a really cool effect. The colors trip me out from this skin because I'm just starting to get used to the default colors on base new Udyr, and then now, you know, the Spirit Guard is more the old colors, so I keep wanting to say Tiger Stance. Tiger Stance! But it's Wilding Claw, which is Bear, actually. And then the Bear is Ornn. My mind. It's incredible what you are ingrained to get used to in League of Legends when they change things for a long time. Okay, so I didn't check it. Okay, so hold up. We have here currently 16.7% on the base and 24% on the empowered, on the awakened. And this is, let's just check before we go back to base on the Sterak's, we're at 15.9 and 23. So it's another added percent. So it's not actually that drastic once we've done that conversion ratio here because we gained 51 attack damage. But it is, you know, it's an extra percent. And when it's an extra percent of max HP, you know what to say. Every percent counts. Yeah, I'm just so exhausted. I had to make the Z video. I had render issues. I'm so tired from it. My daughter had a great day today, but yesterday was rough. So it's you know, like she's had a great day. Well, you're just holding on, you know. And she's like, I feel great. I slept. And we're like, we're glad you slept. Somebody did. Wasn't us. So the Sterak's gauge will give us a lot of survivability against a team comp that can kite us out, can burst us out. And it does give us a bonus 51 AD at the moment, plus 400 HP. Hello, Talon. He did catch up a little bit. He's kind of stuck around. We dodged that a little bit. You see how the kiting works here? That's why the Sterak's is going to be nice. And if you want to go Prowler's Claw, Collector, Lord Doms against these comps, you might think, hey, this is going to be fun. But realistically, you're going to get bursted out and kited. You're going to have to run at them with your E. You're going to have to Prowler's Claw to get onto them and then hope you can get that stun and follow through with that damage. Now, you will one-shot people once you get onto them, but you kind of want to use that build more against melees that you can actually get onto, stick to, and destroy with huge amounts of max HP. Tanky boys, you know what I mean? Like, it's really good against that. We have 6 now into the queue. It looks so weird, but hey, unique champion design. Kiting, remember, Season 13 can't do that. It would have reset. I see an objective. So we did get the second Fire Dragon. We're going to get the second Herald here. Just checking we're recording, because yesterday I mute the mic to record the webcam and record audio differently for the main channel. Oh, just in time, that's nice. I don't do that for this channel, obviously, just for ease of use. But then I forgot to unmute the mic when I recorded the gameplay. So, I was sad. Almost said Daddy was sad, but then again, don't want to say that online. This father thing is really... you just start to say things that you wouldn't normally say to other people. Hello, Silas, you're out of position. Aphelios is being chunked. He's being... Wow. Well then, Nami's a good champion. We still are red though, so I think it's all good in the end. Like, it's fully balanced. Could we just go for a Death Dance, or could we go for a... I would want to go for it. That's just with Trinity Force and Sterak's. That's just with Trinity Force and Sterak's. You know, like, if you're overkilling people to such a degree, right, work on your survivability, because you don't need more damage, you see? Well, we have to run away here, but oh my god, they do a lot of damage. I still think we could go with a Spirit Visage Deadman's Ghostblade. I'm curious to see what the rest of the build will look like for him, but I think very clearly we're gonna need some resistances, and I wanted to pick a build here that was definitely more relatable, like something you could actually use. I do find the Hail of Blades Prowler's Claw tech is fun, but it's not always the most viable thing to carry from the jungle, you know? Nice change, Silas. Sprinting fast. Stun. Nice. Make sure we use our claw. Dead. And now we keep staying. Oh, we tried the Wingborne Storm for the slow, which kind of does work there a little bit. And we're able to finish it off. Push the wave, push the wave, push the wave. Use your lifesteal. Activate your lifesteal and nothing. Activate your Herald. 2 still mid lane. That's why objectives are good. Go and steal this. Go on. Go on. You deserve it. There you go. L'Oreal. And he does have the hair for it, too. Does anyone remember those L'Oreal ads? You deserve it. I think you're dead, buddy. Every time he presses a Q, it's such a cool animation, too. Ooh, nice little dodge. Quick feet, happy feet. Fiora's pushing down the bottom inhib here. It's going to bust it up really, really quickly. Karma decides to flash miss because what's life without theatrics? We have the minion wave here pushing, and we still haven't killed the tower. Look to kill towers with this build, please. Definitely look to kill towers. Can we snack this dragon? We're going to trade... you're not going to trade anything at this stage. I'm just looking at the map because... Oh, he disconnected? I didn't realize he disconnected. Anyway, the game still goes on for a little bit. Fasten your seatbelts. Didn't even realize. Okay, yeah, we went for the death stuns. Ooh, okay, so now we're at... Numbers check. 21% basically. Max health physical damage for your next 2 attacks in the stuns. And 31% when you use Awaken bonus. And obviously that bonus attack speed is nice as well. So there we go. I didn't even have to clickbait on the thumbnail. I can just use that exact frame where she lost all her damage in 3 auto attacks. Very good. Now we do have the bottom inhib secured, and the Fiora split pushing top lane. Now we can fist the Baron, and we have Death Dance here healing 582. So basically, wow. We're gonna snack that. Lucian goes there. She cuts on down. So pretty standard stuff. Who throws? And why? It's the ADC, right? He over pushes and Talon kills him, or it's the Fiora for overstaying. She went back. Why did she go back? Why did you go back? And we'll take this one. ADC actually goes back to base, but he goes back to base distorted with the rest of his team. These players. Scan and kill. Very good. Hello, Talon. I'm 3 levels up on you now. I'm just gonna, I don't know, just hit the tower. Use my W there to absorb some damage. Keyboard attack. Oh! No. So apparently what we're learning here, my friends, is that it doesn't necessarily matter what AD you build, but if you build AD, they shall die. Ooh, a little close. Would fall back for the Grump healing there. I would actually, yeah, I would literally fall back to the Grump healing. I would literally go get the Grump. You can go for the red, but I think Talon's going to be in the area. Are we the one who throws because of this? So in Season 13, you can't go to the Grump, obviously. But when you use your smite, you get the heal. So if you don't have smite, you can't heal up. But at this point in the game with 40 stacks on your pet, there you go, you would have AoE smite. The smite does become AoE, so you can really clear camps in the mid game very, very quickly. I'm sure that we just went to go and get some camps in red. Ah, there we go. Hello, Talon. Are you sure you want to fight this? Red smite doesn't really matter. Sorry, blue smite doesn't really matter because of the fact that he has parkour in his genes. Fiora, careful now. We're just waiting for this one to push. We're farming in the meantime. We're shadowing. That's fine. This is all well and good. Who makes the mistake, though? Don't base. I know you want to... He's got a lot of gold now. 2k, yeah. Clear that ward. Ah, there you go. It's a Karma. Karma goes in, gets absolutely rinsed with the Talon army. The bottom wave is pushing in there, but obviously... Yeah, we shouldn't be here either. We shouldn't be here either. If your teammate throws... Quiz yourselves, what do? You just leave. You fall back, you take their camps, you go back to base, you spend your gold, you let the inhib push. You still have a little bit of Baron you can use. Go back to base, walk on out, repush, recommit. Especially if someone overcommits in that particular situation. Now, we don't have the survivability for that. We're going to lose our Gromp too here. Why? Take the Gromp, man. There's 4 dead. Take his jungle. If there's 4 dead, take their jungle. They've been mid and your jungle for so long, there's no way in hell those camps are still down. So go and take his jungle, okay? Yes? I hear you? Good. Good, good, good. We're on the same page then, my friends. Right. Turbo sprinting out of base. Sol point. On y va. Let's see if we can snack this away. Remember to keep using abilities. We want to get movement speeds. Actually, wait, that's old school. I keep thinking all of these things in my brain for no particular reason, but of course, the ability use reduces cooldowns, which means you can access your actual E more often, but we don't get any sort of passive bonus movement speed anymore. Remember that. Slipped out a little bit. When your brain is tired, this is Pandora's box of deep memories and things that just seep out. You don't even intend to say it. Okay, we do have the Deadman's plate here. You know, I think here Deadman's plus the Spirit Visage is probably in order. We don't need more AD. You could go more AD for sure at your own discretion. Remember, you're squishy, you have to engage and fight properly. Furo's going to push this. There's no Baron. We should scan and control the areas as much as possible. Yeah, look, he just cut in. There you go. This is the Udyr stuff. Okay, uh-oh, run away, run away. Make sure you can try to get your cooldowns as much as possible. Use your W shield as much as possible. Get that E up and sprint away. If they overcommit, then we can go back in. Why would you jump in when he's got his W active? That's not the play. Oh no, the Sterix goes off here. Reposition, run away. Oh, we actually die. So, apparently that was a bit of an overcommit. If he had more damage, he probably just kills the Talon, but then he dies faster too, so it's, you know, trade here and there. Fairless is doing the right thing at this point. Remember, your role, young ADC, is to hit structures. That's all we really need you for, to kill tanks and hit structures. But we're Udyr, so we actually kill tanks fine, so we only need you for structures in this arena. Wow, okay. So you're seeing, I mean, even with that build, you're still squishy. That's why the Sunfighter Monix is better. Because the Wingborn Storm gives you the slow, gives you the persistent damage. Your passive on the Q is still enabled with that AP damage you're building, and you're just so unholy tanky. With RW max, they cannot do anything to you whatsoever, and that's the most important thing. We still outdamage them while being unkillable. Here we damage them quicker, but we are still killable, you know, to a degree. Did we give them a Baron for that? I don't think so, because Udyr's up, and he's quite strong. So let's see if they try and sneak this away. I don't think they should, because Talon's dead, so you don't want to snack a Baron when an Udyr is alive and nobody else is. Right, let's catch this wave a little bit, obviously, because that's the direction of the map. The Baron is the one that's available. She will repost and die no matter what. Take the scuttle. I like your priorities, sir. They're not pushing down the mid lane here. Can we cut this wave or cut them off or cut them down? Let's have a look then. Let's see. Okay, right. We're going to go in here. We're going to try and just use our empowered Q and succeed. Well, there you go. We have here the Lucian Nami kiting us out. We're waiting for that E to come up again. We're able to use our shield as well. It is up. We're able to kill him as well. Wingborn Storm. W used again. The burn damage is beautiful. Look at him go. He is tanky. He is mighty. He slows. He is gonna die. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed myself anyway. It's impossible. I have no idea how people cast ability use in real time accurately and very quickly. I know you kind of skip over things, but I try to be accurate, and then I just say one thing, and then 14 things have happened since then. But you know, that's fine. That's fine. We'll take an inhib here. That sounds absolutely beautiful. Udyr is now up on the map. In the meantime, our team was overstaying, so this is probably reminiscent of your silver games, your diamond games. If there's a difference, when it comes to late game, there isn't. There's a mechanical skill cap. People will rush barons more and they'll push maps more, but you're gonna still have people get over push and die, and then while you're dead, they over push and die, and then you're up and then you over push and die. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Hello, can we fight, please? So a Force of Nature, obviously I said Spirit Visage, but you can go Spirit Visage with Force of Nature is perfect. Just kill her basically. Wingborn, please. No, we're fast. We'll get you. We'll get you. Nice. See, using the Q there for the attack range boost is also very good. So what we can do then is we can actually sell our boots for final items. See, Udyr doesn't really need boots in the same way other champions do. So we can sell the boots for a PD if you're going that sort of build, or you can sell them for a Ghost Blade if you're going that sort of build, to give you some sort of ghosting or movement speed proc, while also giving you raw stats that you can use. Here we go. We're just going to run over and take this. I think with the amount of AD we have, look at that. See, that's hugely enabled. Gragas is up. Our team's getting caught out a little bit, or is... Yeah, there you go. We'll take that inhib. That's absolutely fine. And now we're going to run away. into the Aatrox. Excuse me, where am I looking? These long games, man. Make sure you stun, avoid that W. Q, Q, Q. Use your R when it's up to make sure we get the cooldowns back. We're going to use that W. We're going to stun. And we have another Q, and he just gets fisted. Well done. Very good. Right. You could just go straight Baron. I think we should just go straight Baron at this stage. Because Fiora's dead, but you know what he says? I'm just going to kill everybody. Whoa, that's a huge shield. Thank you, Karma. Okay. They do full back here. Does he go back and get the Ghost Blade now? No, he doesn't. Well, we have that, so. They did the Elder, and now he's thinking, he's selling his boots. He's like, what can I go? Ghost Blade. Yes. Now my thumbnail is accurate. I knew it was, I just wasn't sure when he bought it. Onto the Baron. All right. And let's close this sucker out. So this is a good around the world game when your team are not doing the right things. What can we do to close the game out? This kind of stuff. Use your W here as much as you can to shield. Whoa, the Ghost Blade has to be... Oh, you actually didn't even burn it. This Durex gets used, though. It's going to be tighter now. We do get knocked back because he stole the ultimate of the Gragas. Just be patient here, but we're strong enough. With the Ghost Blade, we're very strong enough. That makes sense. Shut up. Total. There we go. Whew. Well then. We are at 28.7 and in power to 43%. Brilliant, brilliant. Well, that was fun. I know not always the most accurate because I'm kind of obsessing the build as we go. I haven't looked at the numbers for this build. This is just... I was trying to find interesting AD builds and I couldn't find a good Prowler's Claw game where they did the most damage and it's actually useful. They were carried most of them. In this game, he does by far the most damage. We're looking at 4,000. You can't see it on the 2084's match histories. Links are always below. 4,500 healing. And that's about it, basically. So, yeah. I enjoyed myself. Sorry about that. I enjoyed myself. I hope you did. You can see the power of the Q max using the base Q as well as the Awaken Q. Play intelligently. Don't int with troll build and say it was me. It wasn't me. I'm telling you to build AD with an intelligent focus. Zada GG, Udyr guide, link below. Zed guide on the main channel just released if you like the talent style gameplay, but, you know, actually good. And as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.